The MLB's newest villain. An online sports betting website has shaken up the run for the most hated player in the MLB. We all have players that we love to hate. So, who are the 3 most hated players in the MLB right now? Coming in at number 3 is Bryce Harper. As someone who topped the list since his debut with the Washington Nationals in 2012, coming in at number 3 may actually be a surprise. Getting on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 16 and being labeled the chosen one is quite an accomplishment, and a lot to live up to at such a young age. Then there's the time Harper blew a kiss at an opposing pitcher after hitting a home run. And don't forget the time he was choked by a teammate in his own dugout. To top it off, Harper was voted the MLB's most overrated player by his peers, in a poll for ESPN the magazine. It seemed like Bryce Harper would hold the crown for the most hated MLB player for a long time. But in the summer of 2022, sports betting website betonline.ag conducted a poll to figure out who held the most votes for the most hated players in Major League Baseball. That's where we find Bryce Harper has slid into the number 3 spot. Coming in at number 2 is none other than World Series winning Astros superstar Jose Altuve. We may be 5 seasons removed from the Houston Astros trash can banging, sign stealing, cheating scandal, and 2 full seasons have passed since we saw the punishments handed down to the Astros by Major League Baseball. The 7-figure fines and loss of first and second round draft picks are done. But it seems like the hate for Jose Altuve from baseball fans all over the country may never go away. If there's one fan base that feeds on Astro hatred since the uncovering of the scandal, it is the New York Yankee fans. When the scandal broke, a Yankee fan site helped feed the frenzy by accusing Jose Altuve of wearing a wire that told him what pitches were coming when he hit the game-winning home run in the 2019 American League Championship Series. That was never proven, and most think it's a ridiculous accusation, but it still fed into the agenda that the Astros are cheaters, with people thinking once a cheater, always a cheater. So while Altuve probably doesn't deserve such a high spot on the list, the number 1 biggest current day villain in the MLB has earned his spot. Unsurprisingly, San Diego Padres superstar Manny Machado took over his first place as the most hated player in the MLB. Over the course of his career, Machado's developed a reputation as a selfish, lazy, overrated player who puts his own interests far above the success of his team. Is this hatred for Machado deserved? The MLB often struggles to market their superstars when compared to other professional sports, but some players become household names just because of the hate they inspire amongst their fans. And as the poll showed, Manny Machado is currently more hated than anyone else in the game. Let's go through Machado's career, and you can decide whether or not he deserves this unflattering title. Manny Machado was drafted 3rd overall in the 2010 MLB Draft, after Bryce Harper and Jameson Taillon. Machado was straight out of high school at the time. He finally made his MLB debut in August 2012. In his second career game, he actually hit 2 home runs, then hit a 3rd home run the following day. 2013 was his breakout season. Machado broke Ty Cobb's record for the most multi-hit games before the age of 21. This type of phenomenal breakout by a young MLB superstar is usually greeted with enthusiasm by fans all over the country. Ken Griffey Jr., Julio Rodriguez, Fernando Tatis Jr., and others have all won their places in fans' hearts by dominating MLB pitching from a young age. But Machado was different. In June 2013, he was ejected from a game for arguing balls and strikes with the umpire. And we see this happen from time to time, so we can give him a pass on that. But in 2014, after being tagged while running to 3rd by Oakland A's Josh Donaldson, Machado threw his helmet and got into Donaldson's face, prompting a benches-clearing fight. Then, only 2 days later, Machado's bat struck the glove of the A's catcher during the follow-through of his swing, resulting in the catcher exiting the game with an injury. Later that same game, Machado threw his bat after 2 pitches nearly hit him. After the bat throw, he was ejected from the game and served a 5-game suspension. At this point, only a few years into his career, he was developing a reputation as a dirty player with a volatile temper. A few years later in 2016, Machado served a 4-game suspension after charging the mound for being hit in the back by a 99-mile-per-hour fastball. Even so, you still can't charge the mound, and Machado knew this. In 2017, Machado slid late going into 2nd against the Boston Red Sox. The late slide cost Dustin Pedroia to be out with an injury for the next 3 games. He claimed the slide was unintentional, but Red Sox pitchers still showed their anger towards Machado for the next several matchups, never actually hitting him but nearly hitting him several times. MLB fanbase hatred for Machado really intensified in 2018 after he was traded from Baltimore to the LA Dodgers. During this season, Machado faced backlash for not running full speed to first base. When he was asked why he didn't run full speed in an interview, he responded, "I'm not the type of player that's just going to be Johnny Hustle and run down the line and slide to first base. That's just not my personality. That's not my cup of tea. That's not who I am." So Machado is self-admittedly lazy. Days later in the NLCS game between the Dodgers and Milwaukee Brewers, Machado seemed to intentionally step on Jesus Aguilar's foot, the Brewers' first baseman. Once again, the bench is cleared, and in a post-game interview, Brewers star Christian Yelich called the incident a dirty play by a dirty player.
You're just a dirty player. It's a dirty play by a dirty player. You can't respect someone who plays the game.
At this point, Machado's reputation as a lazy, dirty player was fully ingrained in the minds of baseball fans. He easily became a player fans loved to hate. MLB fans rejoiced when he struck out to end the 2018 World Series, and Dodgers fans were not disappointed when the team did not re-sign Machado. Even as a free agency player, he couldn't play nice and keep his mouth shut. He started saying he preferred to play shortstop rather than third base, even though he's a far better defender at third base than he is at shortstop. Despite the red flags, Machado signed a $300 million over 10 years mega deal with the San Diego Padres in 2019, and since then his career has been relatively free of drama. Machado was solid and somewhat unremarkable in his first year with the Padres, hitting 32 home runs and 85 RBLSL. In the shortened 2020 season, he finished third in National League MVP voting after having a strong year. 2021 was another good year for Machado, where he once again mostly stayed out of the spotlight with the emergence of his superstar teammate Fernando Tatis Jr. Machado even appears to have taken on something of a leadership role in the Padres clubhouse, and has been playing some of the best baseball in his career. So is Machado learning from his mistakes and putting his bad boy past behind him? Does he really deserve to still be the most hated player in the game, or should baseball fans move on? You tell me what you think.